This is the truth that we're living in. And Christ represents the truth, the light. We're going back to the light right now. And right now, darkness is walking the earth. And that is part of the darkness. It's an evil agenda to shut people's consciousness down and to enslave them. It's nothing else.
Well, we'll have to agree to disagree on that.
Yeah.
We can still serve together.
What do you disagree about that?
Oh, we're asked to wear masks and we...
By who?
By our, our prophet.
For what?
To help just keep everyone safe.
Safe from what?
COVID.
What is COVID? What kind of disease?
Virus.
Similar to the cold or the influenza? How deadly is it? How deadly is it?
I don't want to argue on this, sir.
There's no argument. I'm asking an intelligent person. Are you educated? Are you a human? You have a responsibility to use the intelligence God gave you. And you're not thinking right now. You're following orders. You're not thinking for yourself. You're not in touch with your soul. Because if you were, you would take that bullshit off and you would breathe freely, which is the number one form of nutrition. And if you don't have proper oxygen, you can't have cognitive function. And if you can't think right, you're easily pushed around.
Hello, everyone. My name is Swamp.
West Virginia, almost heaven. I'd say they got it wrong if you ask me. Heaven is almost West Virginia. Sounds more like the way it ought to be.
And once again, it is Friday. I'm glad to be here with you guys. Man, that dude right there in that first clip. He looks like Forrest Gump, when he's going on his run. You know what I'm talking about? With his big beard and his long hair. Let me see here. Yeah. But man, he knows what he's talking about. I like that clip. That was a good one. Anyway, first things first. I've heard a lot of things about... Well, before I get into that, that's the second thing. First things first. Super Chats will activate the Super Chat jukebox, so you support the channel and you get a song. Any support's always greatly appreciated. You can check out the merch. Got a new hoodie and a new mug on there that I think are pretty cool, but I might be biased. Maybe. I'm not sure. Okay. First thing. People are still talking about Andrew Tate. And I just don't have any opinions on this guy at all because, why would I? It just doesn't, I don't know. People talk about how, there's young men that need a figure like this. I guess I'm not a young man, and I don't need a figure like that, I guess. All I know is I came across this, and I'm pretty sure now, anytime anyone brings up Andrew Tate, you should just show them this and tell them they need to just shut the hell up. Because this alone warrants being put in jail. But, I'm not a legal expert.
Guy, bitches on the side. I'ma spend the money, we can spend a little time. All you gotta do is ask me, and I can make you look classy. Second night you walk past me, I turned the whip around, I had to get you in my backseat. They call me Mr. Plenty. Check the leather on the Bentley.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Absolutely fired from whatever it is that you do. I don't need to see anything else. If there is other things wrong, all I have to do is point to that and say, wasn't this enough? Wasn't this enough? Come on, man. And you know what's even funnier is I found that purely because Rebecca Black, everyone remembers Rebecca Black, the woman who did the Friday song. It's Friday, Friday, getting down on Friday. We all remember that. She retweeted this or whatever you call, responded to this saying, at least I was 13. This guy was 36 when he did this. So yes, no forgiveness. You messed up, buddy. You messed up. All right. Now let's check out all the news that was fit to print this week. All right, let's see what we got. How Microsoft's Xbox is offering gamers a way to fight climate change. It just never ends, does it? Republicans' contrived outrage over the Biden administration's promotion of a climate-friendly stove has me thinking about how unprepared they are for the realities of our high-tech future. Because climate-conscious appliances, and devices aren't going anywhere. And anywhere is, it's got italics. This is important. It's not going anywhere. That's why I was intrigued by this article in Ars Technica about Microsoft's recently announced changes to its Xbox gaming console that the company says will make it more eco-friendly. Fantastic. Essentially, the company is rolling out a power-saving feature that will allow a console linked to the internet to read local energy consumption data provided by the user's nearest power grid. The console then uses that data to schedule Xbox updates and maintenance for times when the most renewable energy is available. That's... wow. Fighting climate change. World-shattering news. All right, what else we got? Swedish government moves to ditch permits needed for dancing? Those crazy Swedes. Sweden's center-right coalition government wants to cut red tape when it comes to dancing by abolishing a decade-old requirement for restaurants, nightclubs, and other venues to obtain permits before they let patrons shimmy and sway. The proposal made Thursday means that venues no longer would need a license to organize dances. This sounds like the dystopian future movie a leftist would make, where it's like Footloose combined with Pleasantville or something, and it's like, I just want to dance. Oh, those crazy Swedes. All right, what else we got? Rogers won't stop talking about the Hat Man since his ayahuasca trip. Not much is known of the mysterious Hat Man, except that Aaron Rodgers first started seeing the shadowy figure after his ayahuasca-fueled trips in Peru during the 2020 and 2022 off-seasons. Aaron says, he will sometimes appear in the distance, usually veiled by darkness, holding the corpse of a dead rabbit or sometimes a blade. Wow. I guess ayahuasca will do that to you. Teammates are concerned for the quarterback, who now fears being in the locker room alone. After he claims the lights, quote, started to flicker and turn off one by one. Oh, man. Quote, it was behind me, not even breathing hard. I heard its feet hitting the ground. I ran for my car, opened the door, and slammed it behind me and locked it as fast as I could. Man. This guy might need to see a psychiatrist or something. All right, what else we got? Republicans have found their new dumb culture war. Well, this is going to be good, I'm sure. The Biden administration was never going to ban gas stoves, but that hasn't stopped the GOP from pretending otherwise. They were never going to? I mean, there's literally videos of them talking about how we might have to ban gas stoves, but okay. Given Republicans' fondness for spouting hot air... MSNBC, that's how you're going to start this article. Given Republicans' fondness for spouting hot air, it was only a matter of time before they took the phrase literally. On Monday, Bloomberg reported that the Consumer Product Safety Commission was considering new regulation around gas stoves, given growing concerns over indoor pollutants. Any option is on the table, Commissioner Richard Trumka Jr. said. Products that can't be safe can be banned. Well, wait, doesn't that already refute what they said earlier when they said they never had any intent to ban gas stoves? Any option is on the table. Products that can't be made safe can be banned. Well, that seems pretty clear-cut to me. Democrats are coming for your kitchen appliances, claimed Senator Tom Cotton. Come and take it, tweeted Senator Ted Cruz. Get your hands off our gas stoves, declared Rep. Byron Donalds. Wow, this is an entire article about how the left and the Democrats just don't understand a joke. These are memes. Come and take it. I mean, I've seen that meme. It's just a picture of a gas stove, and it says "come and take." I mean, it's a meme. They were talking about banning it, though. I mean, this whole thing seems a little ridiculous, but I guess that's to be expected. What else we got? USC will no longer use the word field over racist connotations. The University of Southern California's School of Social Work will no longer use the word field in its curriculum, saying it may have racist connotations. USC's Suzanne Dworak Peck, School of Social Work said the change was critical to support anti-racist social work and inclusivity. Oh, jeez. The department specifically decided to remove the word field from its curriculum and replace it with practicum. I didn't go to college. What is this word? Let's see what it says. Here we go.
Practicum.
Well, I can't say I've ever used that word before. According to the letter, which was dated January 9th and shared to Twitter, this change supports anti-racist social work practice by replacing language that would be considered anti-black or anti-immigrant in favor of inclusive language. Language can be powerful, and phrases such as going into the field or field work may have connotations for descendants of slavery and immigrant workers that are not benign. You know, it's always the anti-racists who are really concerned about offending people who hear the word field work and immediately think about black people picking cotton. Oh, yeah. Well done. All right. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you learned a little something. You now know how to not be racist and to look out for the Hat Man. And we had our first super chat of the night during that segment. I'm sorry I missed it during that. But let's hit the super chat jukebox. What do we got? Well, now we're gonna have to do it again since I didn't have the sound on. It actually is random now. I'm not making that up. It's a real thing. When the sound is on. Let's do it again. One more time.
Hillary's in the creepy, weird, sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy, weird woman whose mother wears a hood over her head. What the hell?
Fantastic. Thank you for that super chat. All right, what do we have next up? I guess we'll continue on the gas stove front because this is very important. Gas stoves are now bad. And here's the thing. We always knew they were bad. You just didn't because you're an idiot. At least that's what we're getting from AOC. So here, let's check this out. The science changed, you guys. The science changed.
I do think it's funny, the like absolute utter Republican meltdown where they're like, you can take my gas stove or my cold dead hands. Or how dare you talk about gas stoves? You have a gas stove. First of all, I rent, period. Second of all, though, it doesn't even matter because...
I mean, what it... I rent, period. Oh, well, you're clearly absolved from your hypocrisy. My bad.
By that logic, these are the same people who would have said we should have never gotten rid of leaded gasoline. Just because someone may have driven a gasoline car.
What?
Science evolves and gives us new knowledge with time. I do think it's funny.
Well, there you go. Let's get rid of gas stoves. What even was the point of that? I'm not entirely sure. But I usually feel that way every single time AOC says just about anything. So and why did she have to bring... Well, I rent. Okay, so the gas stove was in a place you were renting. I mean, presumably you used it at some... Well, actually, I don't know. Maybe probably Uber Eats and... You know, that government money, I guess you don't ever have to cook, to be fair. That's it. Why can't we all just be millionaires and then we would never have to use gas stoves? I mean, most of the time, if you're at a restaurant, they're probably using a gas stove somewhere in there. But at least we don't have to see it. You know, out of sight, out of mind, we would all just feel better. And it would save the world. I mean, obviously. Next up, if you were still under the impression that Neil deGrasse Tyson is a smart person, you are wrong. You are very wrong about this. I'm sorry to have to be the bearer of bad news. I mean, he had some cool, when he was continuing like the Carl Sagan thing, little shows and stuff. I mean, those are okay, but this guy is dumb as a box of rocks, man. Watch this.
Your own body.
If you want to get an abortion, get an abortion. If I want to get the vaccine, I get to choose. So you can't force. If I can't force you to get an abortion, you shouldn't be able to force me to get
Because it's not about you. It's about people you interact with, and that's the social contract of public health.
We don't even know.
I did not sign a social contract of public health. Never. And if it was offered to me, I wouldn't. But what I mean, this guy's out here still spouting 2020 talking points about COVID. It's not about you. It's about everyone around you. Don't you care? Do you want people to die? Oh yeah, this guy's super duper smart. And don't worry, there's more.
If the vaccine worked or not at the time.
Yes, that's what the trials are, dude. That's why these trials. Are you missing data out there?
But let me ask you a question. Are we saying only one type of scientists are right?
No, we're saying that the system in place,
the 16,000 that signed that.
No. The system in place to test vaccines. Yeah. There's an entire system that's in place. That with review boards and all of this,
and the average
that's in place. Now you can say what you can say is, I have a better idea than all these review boards and all these agencies and the CDC. I have a better idea. Here's what you should do, and that would have made everything better. Okay, you can put forth that idea, but what I'm saying is, in a case where you can contaminate someone else, it's not about you. It's about the collective.
You're assuming
health.
What a dumbass.
You're assuming because somebody can take the vaccine, won't get COVID, which, by the way, I don't need to play the clips for you to see it, where everybody said, hey, if you get it, you're not going to get, if you take the vaccine, you're not going to get a
Here we go.
Maddow,
Here's
Biden.
the real propaganda. Even more. Watch
You've
this.
seen these clips before. It's not like you've never seen it before.
Yeah, what happened
They were wrong.
Hold on. So, the strain evolved.
The science changed, you guys. The strain evolved, man. But this entire thing that he just said, everything that he just brought up there, all of it, every single bit of it was about appeal to authority. Nothing there was about science. Nothing there was about analyzing data or even really caring about the data. I mean, to actually still be sitting there after everything that we know now and said, that's what the trials were for. That's I mean, they did the work. Bro. You're either the most ignorant person on the planet or you're full of crap. I mean, come on. We now know 100% it was admitted by people from Pfizer. The CDC is now even looking into, because get this, guys, this is way out of left field. The CDC is finally looking into what could possibly be, and this is just, it's wild. It's wild. Strokes and other medical instances that may be related to the vaccines. Apparently, there's now somehow, somewhere, that there's like enough evidence that the vaccines are causing problems. And so they said that they're going to be looking into this. Man, talk about being late to the party. But yeah, how you can have someone like Neil deGrasse Tyson, who's out here, he's the smart guy. He's Black Science Man. He's great. That's what the trials were for, man. What trials? The trials that one of the heads of whatever her position was from the Pfizer admitted to the British Parliament that half of the stuff that they said they didn't actually do. That they didn't even test some of this stuff. Man, if there's still a misinformation, disinformation, whatever standard on Twitter, you would think this would get him banned. But hey, say he was just wrong. It happens. Why won't he even entertain the idea of new information? I mean, he ended that clip by saying that there was it changed. There was a new strain. It mutated. So you know what? The science changes. If that's really how you feel, then why are you denying all this other information? The science has changed, bro. Get with it. We have new information, which again isn't new information. It's just information that you're now allowed to talk about according to the CDC and the World Health Organization. But very quietly and only by the experts. The experts can look into it. No one else is allowed to look at the data. Because that would just be ridiculous. Why would a normal person need access to data about something that they're thinking about putting into their own body? I mean, that's just nuts. And why would the doctors who are advising you on whether or not you should get it, why should they have access to this information? That's a slippery slope into fascism. The free exchange of ideas and information. Shut up. We're the experts. And I just wonder if Mr. Tyson would, if he would still be saying this if he saw this next clip. Because this should be enough to change anyone's mind and say, okay, I think maybe I was wrong about this one.
What? Fully vaccinated. Oh, that's right. I'd like to see COVID try. Come at me, bro. Come at me. Let's go. Let's go. Ooh. Too fast, too furious. I'm unstoppable. Come up against these guns, baby. Come up against these guns. What?
Yeah. That's enough to make you question the science right there. What is wrong with these people? Why? Why do they do this? I really can't be convinced that this isn't a parody. So if it comes out later after I've put this out and you're like, oh my God, Swamp got it wrong. How did he not know? No, I'm calling it right now that there's about a 50-50 shot that this is a parody. That's the world that we live in now. It's not readily discernible what is a joke and what's real. Because if I was to make a skit about these ridiculously, I don't know, these vax pride people, these ridiculously obsessed with the vax people, that's what I would have made. That's exactly what I would have made. Come at me, bro. Fully vaxxed. I'd like to see COVID try. Jeez. Oh. Someone needs to send that clip to Mr. Tyson. Tell him he needs to get better information. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now on to everyone's favorite segment of the week. The Twitter thread of the week. Now, a lot of these are usually just, goofy stuff that I laugh at. This is just stupid. Which, of course, means I'll still be laughing at it, obviously, because, I mean, that's pretty much my thing. So, More Perfect Union, which is, they're all about unions, obviously. It's official. 2023 is the year we do away with the myth of unskilled labor. And they've got this awesome clip. And I mean that genuinely. Watch this. I mean, this dude, this carpenter or whatever, I mean, he's just, man, that's awesome. Damn. Like I said, I'm not being facetious. I'm being dead serious. That is some skill. I love seeing those videos. You come across them every now and then online, the compilations of people, like people who were too good at their job, and it's like, and they just nail it like that. No pun intended. But this is my gripe with this thread that we're about to get into. The year we do away with the myth of unskilled labor, and they put this clip. Who on the face of the planet was ever claiming that someone who was a tradesman of any kind was unskilled labor? They do this all the time. People do talk about unskilled labor, but they mean the cashier, and they say, "Oh, that requires it's not unskilled. They should get paid $25 an hour." No, this guy has a skill. That's impressive, and that's why I bet you he gets paid a shit ton for this. I mean, he totally. I'm sure he makes a decent living off of this. And again, they don't get it. This person says, "I don't consider carpentry to be unskilled." And they say, "Neither do we." And it's like, okay, you're missing the point here. You're conflating someone working at Burger King with this. Because that's what they usually talk about. Whenever they talk about how, the conservatives and capitalists, they use the term unskilled labor as a way to pay people less. There's no such thing as unskilled labor. I'm sorry. You can walk into a McDonald's and start working there immediately. Yeah, there's certain things in there that you have to be trained on, but I mean, you can actually start working there and it's not an issue, and it's not the same. Okay? It's not the same. But some guy did notice this. This is just an aside. I thought this was great. Unrelated to the skill topic. Just bear with me for a second.
Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, airplanes. It's a duck blur. Might solve a mystery or rewrite history. DuckTales. Every day that.
Nice. Now, see, that's some skilled labor right there. On both sides. Man, the rhythm he had was fantastic. See, this is what they do, right? This is a leftist. The only unskilled labor is landlords. That's what they want to do. You know, they try to act like it's some kind of it's like a slur, because everything is a slur for these people, you know. Unskilled labor. See, unskilled labor is a capitalist myth used to justify poverty wages. Are you retarded? Do you really think that there's an equivalency between this guy who's a farmer and the person who's working the register at Walmart? If so, I am greatly offended. Farming is one of the most difficult jobs there is. You really think that it's on the same level as working the register? Come on, man. Unskilled labor used to just be called your first job. And why was it called your first job? Because it didn't require much skill or expertise. But sure, yeah. Yeah, tell me more about how it's... this a bricklayer, is the same as the person who's ringing you up at Starbucks, who actually, most of the time, won't actually even ring you up and won't take your order because you're supposed to do it on the phone now. That's cutting out half of their useless work right there. Yeah, tell me more about it. Nobody is calling a trade that involves years of training and mentorship to be unskilled. What are you smoking? Carpentry is literally a trade. And they love these. It's a stupid, meme. Behind every billionaire are exploited and underpaid workers. I mean, I guess it depends on how you define that. I don't think that has anything to do with this guy who was freaking killing it. I mean, most of the time, if that is the case, it's usually getting work from overseas because that kind of stuff is illegal here. But that's not even what they're talking about. They're complaining about what we got: an Amazon worker, a McDonald's worker, and a Starbucks worker. To these people, those are the exploited and underpaid workers. Get a life. Stop pretending like you read Karl Marx. You never read damn shit. Get out of here with this unskilled labor and the workers. Come on. Come on. Go work on a farm for 5 minutes and tell me how it is. Then come and talk to me about your complaining about unskilled labor. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Twitter thread of the week. Now, of course, everyone is aware of the big story about Biden and his documents. His documents that it's totally not a big deal that he had classified documents in places that he shouldn't have. If it's Trump, huge deal. Biden, you're missing the point. We like Biden. Biden, quit trying to conflate the two. It's not the same. And to help us figure this out, or to be able to discern the difference between these two, are once again the intellectual powerhouses on The View. So you know, it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Really, I think that what you just said is right. That there are differences in what happened.
Yes, but the optics are not good.
Well, we all know that Trump is a liar and a thief. You know, we know that. So it's not that big a jump to say that he obstructed and he lied. We don't think that Biden is a liar and a thief, so we give him the benefit of the doubt. That's partly what's going on. But what I think also is going on, no matter what the truth of it is, Whoopi, they will spin it, Bubblehead and Marjorie Taylor and that crowd, Matt Gaetz, you think they're not going to spin this, that it's just as bad as Trump? And so the lie gets out there, people believe it, just like that Donaldson person, whatever his name is.
Byron.
What's his name?
Byron
Donalds. I saw him also. He was at the fight on the floor, too, wasn't he?
He was nominated for speaker a number of times.
By two people.
Yeah. He's the new darling.
One of the 15 rounds.
But I mean, what I'm just saying is that the lying has been so invasive, so ubiquitous, that no one will believe the truth anymore. And that you can put that at the feet of Donald Trump, who started the lying.
So,
really, I think...
So, now we know, okay? There's a lot to unpack just right there. So first of all, we now know, undisputable fact, that Trump was the first politician to ever tell a lie. Trump started the lying. He started it. Okay? It was him. But even more than that, we don't like Trump. We know that Trump's a bad guy. We like Biden. We give him the benefit of the doubt. We know that. I mean, damn. This is the stuff that, right-wing podcasters and anyone with what used to be known as a brain was calling these people out for forever. By saying it's the double standard. If you like them, then you don't. And they no, it's not. It's not a double standard. We have no. It's just it's different. And then here you are saying that no, it doesn't matter. It is a double standard. Do you not get how this works? You'd think after 45 freaking years of this, you would know we can do what we want. We give our people the benefit of the doubt, which means getting them out of trouble when they need it, giving them good press coverage to make sure that nothing bad is said about them, and then we just get to crap all over you. It's Biden we're talking about here. It's been 50 years. How do you not get how this works? Is essentially what she's saying here. And this is an argument? And then she even says later on that, well, it's they're telling this lie. I'm sorry, what was the lie? Didn't you start this off by saying, actually, we're just going to give him the benefit of the doubt? Like, we know that it happened, but we're just going to assume that he wasn't doing anything bad and we're not going to go after him for it. And then 10 seconds later, she's saying that, well, they started the lying. They started the lying, and now he's out there telling these lies about how he, I mean, come on. Do you think they're really this stupid, or they know what they're doing? Because it has to be one or the other. I mean, you just have to genuinely be so stupid that you actually believe whatever is coming out of your mouth when you say this, or you wouldn't be able to sleep at night. I mean, unless you're complicit, like you're doing it intentionally. It's not an accident. Oh my God. But don't worry. Don't worry. There's more.
I think I've never seen a luckier person than Donald Trump. Just as we're this close to getting him, but somehow these documents appear.
But here's the thing: Biden is wrong to have done this. He was in office for 40 years.
Let's find out what this is first. Now, again, one of the things that gets me crazy.
Yeah, that's totally true. Let's find out what's going on first. I mean, we don't need to jump to conclusions here. I mean, that would be reckless. It's not like the second that someone said documents and Trump, we started screaming from the rooftops that he was selling nuclear launch codes to Russia and planning on plunging the world into a nuclear holocaust. With knowing nothing about what was there or what the documents even were, or even what the circumstances under which they were doing this. I mean, they knew literally nothing about it. And right off the bat, it was, oh my gosh, this is the end of the world. Not only is Russia going to nuke Ukraine, but they're also going to launch our own nukes against us because Trump, he didn't even sell them the codes. He just gave it to them because he is such a bad guy. And somehow, even though this doesn't make any sense, Putin's going to be sitting at his large desk and he's going to click a button and it's going to override our entire our entire nuclear apparatus and detonate all the nukes in the country. We knew that just from the word go. But this, we should probably wait and see what the facts are, guys. Let's not be unreasonable. Come on. Let's be fair.
Is before we know it's already been spun a specific way. I don't want to see that. I want to see someone explain to me, A, how it's possible that after all this time nobody knew this, because to me...
Oh. This is where it gets good. Are you ready for this? So, if you're tracking here, when Joy was talking, who is for some reason dressed like Beetlejuice, I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. When she was talking, she went from, yeah, he did it, but we're giving him the benefit of the doubt, to then they're telling lies, implying that it didn't happen. And now we're about to go even further into the conspiracy rabbit hole. The documents were planted by Republicans. It's just fantastic. You can't make this shit up.
Me, if you're missing classified information, I don't mean to laugh, but in my house, if stuff is missing, I know it's missing.
Does it feel like Oppo research to you? Does it feel like the Republicans are behind it?
It's not. It did originally, but I'm sorry, but not now. Because one of the things he's saying is that, some of the locations where the docs may have been shipped in the transition may have gotten taken and put, but still.
It's fantastic. Doesn't it seem convenient? Doesn't it just seem convenient that these documents are being found now when it would be beneficial to the Republicans? Never mind that they were found by Biden's own lawyers and his people. God, they really would have much preferred that this was found out by like Project Veritas or something. But now they're just spinning their wheels, and it's like, crap, what do we do? Because it's either bad or it's not. And of course, to be clear, these documents were from when Biden was vice president, and he had no power to declassify documents at all. I mean, with Trump, he was basically acting like, well, I was the president. These were my documents. I can declassify documents, which is true. That's actually true. The vice president cannot. But it's all a scheme. It's just convenient. They're just going to spin it. These Republicans are just going to spin this into something that we don't like at all, which is commonly referred to as telling the truth. We will be telling the truth about documents that Joe Biden had. The horror! All right. Up next. I'm going to continue my journey onto trying to be to earn Transphobe of the Year for 2023. Because I'm sad I missed out last year, but it couldn't have gone to a better guy. Matt Walsh getting Transphobe of the Year. I mean, good for him. I'm going to try my best to get it this year. I didn't even know this was on the table. I didn't know this was a possibility. But now that I know, you better believe we're going for it. Oh, yes, we are.
A week into 2023, and across the country, people are already seeing a wave of anti-transgender legislation making its way into state houses across the country. More than 24 bills looking to restrict trans healthcare access have already been introduced in 11 states so far this year. You see them here. In Texas, 3 separate bills would classify gender-affirming care for minors as child abuse. And an Oklahoma bill would ban gender-affirming care for anybody under the age of 26. I want to bring in NBC Out reporter Joe Yerkeba. So, Joe, talk about these new bills coming forward this year, who they're targeting, etc.
Before this person starts, just remember, I've done a video about this person before. This is not the first time that this person has been on the Swamp Channel. So you know they are a regular genius.
Yeah, so many of these bills, like you mentioned, seek to restrict or ban access to gender-affirming healthcare completely, and that includes hormone therapy, puberty blockers, and surgery for anyone under 18, but some of them are taking it up a notch this year, like...
They love to do this double speak thing. Did you hear that? Here, let's do it one more time.
Healthcare completely, and that includes hormone,
etc.
There we go. Watch. Listen.
Yeah, so many of these bills, like you mentioned, seek to restrict or ban access to gender-affirming healthcare completely, and that
seek to restrict or ban gender healthcare, whatever that, if that's what you want to call it, completely. Oh no! Wow, that is extreme. Wow, even adults? Wow, what? That's so extreme. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. What? Continue?
That includes hormone therapy, puberty blockers, and surgery for anyone under 18.
Ah, okay. Well, see, at first, it's just ban it completely. It kind of seems like you were implying they were just going to ban it completely, which I would be on board with because I, as I said, am running for Transphobe of the Year 2023. All right, Joe, continue.
But some of them are taking it up a notch this year, like Oklahoma's, for example.
Oh,
which
I'm
would
certainly
bar that
taking
care
it up
for
a
people
notch.
up to 25, and would block coverage for that care under the state's Medicaid plan for anyone. And then we have a bill in Texas that seeks to completely bar minors from attending drag performances in the state.
I love that they just make this is now like they're so we're sitting here talking about trans healthcare rights or some BS and just rolled into that. And they're also seeking to ban minors from going to drag shows. And that's going to disproportionately affect the trans community. This is an attack on our rights. I thought they were upset that cis people, heterosexual cis people, or as we used to call them, normal people, were calling them groomers and saying they wanted to have kids go to drag shows. And they were like, no, bigot. And now it's actually an attack on their rights. It's actually a part of, as it says here, states target trans healthcare in first bills of 2023. So targeting trans healthcare is not allowing underage children to go to drag shows. So, targeting a trans person's health care. I'm trying to put the dots together here. How do we go from where they're restricting health care, and a part of that's going to affect their health is not allowing children to watch them cross-dress? I don't know. I'm not seeing the link here. But, you know, I don't look like Rachel Maddow. So I guess, what do I know?
So what we're seeing is really an escalation of this legislation and protests on drag shows that we've seen over the last 2 years.
You describe it as an escalation. Part of that is because we saw record anti-trans legislation last year. And, you know...
Record anti-trans legislation. I'm telling you. These people don't know what's coming. Swamp Johnson, Transphobe of the Year, 2023. They think this is bad? Oh, I'm coming for you. That's going to be clipped, and then they're going to say, oh, look at this guy. This guy. He basically just threatened to kill all trans people. Yes. Go ahead, tell me more about how your healthcare involves taking children to drag shows.
More last year than the year before, et cetera, et cetera. Talk about where the trend lines are going and what this means for people in the LGBTQ plus community.
Yeah, well, advocates in Texas have told me that they expect things to get a lot worse before they get better. And so even if these bills don't pass, they say they still have an impact. A recent national survey, for example, from the Trevor Project found that 85% of trans and non-binary youth across the country said debates on this legislation have negatively impacted their mental health.
Even talking about it is affecting my mental health. I need health care. Words make me feel grumbly in my tumbly. I feel sadsies. Oh no. Get out of here. What are you talking about? I love this. We say, oh, these bills, they're so bad, and what they're trying to do is so bad. And actually, the fact that we're even discussing this at all is what's going to lead to kids feeling bad about themselves. What happened to the days where you told your kids, listen, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Words cannot hurt you. If someone's being mean to you at school and they won't leave you alone, unless they're accosting you physically, then you kick that guy's ass. But you just ignore them. Tell the teacher. I don't know. Just say that, well, I don't care. It's that meme. It's like, I figured out a life hack. Anytime something bad happens or someone says something mean to you, just literally don't care. Solved. Problem solved. But yeah, this is really, 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 really bad.
So advocates have told me that, you know, these bills will continue to other trans people generally, including adults who already face higher rates of violence, medical discrimination, and homelessness. So even just the debate created by these bills has a negative impact, they say.
There you go. Even the debate itself is having a negative impact. So actually, what we should do is not even have the debate. Simple. There you go. Problem solved. I mean, I can't believe that anyone's even trying to talk about this. Talking about it is clearly offensive. And the fact that I have to explain that to you genuinely makes me feel bad. I feel bad. And that's just not cool, man. Could you think of a worse thing in the world than having someone say mean things to you? And in this instance, what's really annoying is that they're not even saying mean things. What they're saying is, hey, can you just not take children to drag shows in bars? That's really all I'm asking. Oh, and if you could not give surgeries or hormone treatments to children, that'd be super. I would greatly appreciate that. I'm having a hard time seeing where the harm is here. But even if it was, I said, even if someone was making fun of a trans person, which clearly I would never do, so what? Grow up. Stop. You're not a dinosaur. You'll never be a dinosaur. Get a job. It's a little quote reference to Step Brothers there. I thought I was a dinosaur. I was a T-Rex. And then my dad hit me and said, "Stop being a damn dinosaur and get a job." All right. We're going to throw it over here in a second to everyone's late night show host, Hugh Donnelly. Very excited for that. But I do want to show you guys something real quick. It's only 30 seconds. If I can make this happen, I think I'm going to stream this on Tuesday. MSNBC is having a National Day of Racial Healing, an MSNBC town hall, to discuss the recent rise in hate speech and how we navigate the path to healing. Well, this sounds like it is just right up my alley. If I can find a way to stream it, I'm not sure if they're going to be streaming it on YouTube or what. I'll look into it and see if I can find a way. And if I can't find a way to stream it, I'll find a way to download it later or something to make a video about it. But here's the trailer, so we can all learn how we are going to deal with national, or how we're all going to deal. We're going to racial healing, National Day of Racial Healing. Check this out.
Hate is on the rise throughout America, but what can be done about it? Join Chris Hayes, Joy Reid, and Tremaine Lee from Studio B in New Orleans for a live town hall to discuss how we all come together to build a more just society and navigate the path to healing. National Day of Racial Healing, an MSNBC town hall. Tuesday at 10 on MSNBC and streaming on Peacock. Sponsored by the W.K. Kellogg Foundation.
Yeah, I think that sounds exactly like something I need to watch. Okay. It's been a while, but I've been reworking the way that I record my videos, the way that everything, the whole production, and it's getting a lot more streamlined. So we will start having a lot more daily late night tonight show, which is always one of my favorite things to do. So the most important thing to remember going into this, before I hand it over to Hugh Donnelly, is that this entire thing actually isn't even me making a parody of late night show hosts. I actually did something that no human should be forced to do. I watched a bunch of this stuff and I wrote down their jokes, and this is their monologues verbatim. So I'm not even changing it. And I keep saying this in the video because I swear people are not going to believe me. This is actual jokes verbatim from some of your favorite late night show hosts. From Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, Stephen Colbert, and all those people. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Hugh Donnelly. In the late night comedy world, even accidentally being funny is considered a heinous crime. Everything you're about to hear is from those shows. These are their jokes.
Ayo.
Ayo.
Daily.
Late night.
Daily.
Late night.
Tonight Show. Wow. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Daily Late Night Tonight Show. I am Hugh Donnelly, your favorite late night comedian. Oh, I love being a comedian. Now, I'm sure most of you have heard because we are all keeping up with this amazing thing that's going on. The Speaker of the House, right? Yes, very important stuff. But to be honest, it's hard to get every Republican on board. It's like getting 218 friends to agree on where to have brunch. And at this point, McCarthy's so unpopular.
How unpopular is he?
Even Southwest Airlines feels bad for him. It's hilarious. In fact, McCarthy was almost the first Republican to storm out of the Capitol. Normally they're attacking it like on January 6th. But that's right. Lawmakers have been staying at the Capitol around the clock to try and secure the votes. So they even had pizza delivered. And sadly, McCarthy lost 3 more votes because he ordered a slice of ham and pineapple pizza. Yes, no one likes that. Everyone knows that. Hawaiian pizza. But thankfully for McCarthy, the 15th vote, he was finally elected Speaker of the House. But the vote was not completed until 12:29 a.m. Saturday morning. Yes, because 12:29 is a time famous for making good decisions. All right, it's like, oh, we just selected a new speaker. Now I'm gonna drunk dial my ex and eat this week-old sushi. Yes, I know, it's very funny. But I'm sure he thought it was in the bag in the 14th vote because he thought that Gates was finally gonna vote for him. But instead, Gates voted present. And I think this must have upset a lot of people because there's nothing worse than being reminded that Matt Gaetz is in the room. He's terrible, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know. But now you may be wondering, how did McCarthy end up winning just after a matter of minutes of Matt Gaetz voting present? Well, there is one person who would really like to take credit for this, which was former President Forrest Dump. Because I'm not going to say his name. No, he's Forrest Dump. But when it seemed there was going to be no speaker for the weekend, the former president claims to have taken matters into his own hands and called the McCarthy holdouts, leading to this picture of Marjorie Taylor Greene passing her phone around so that people could speak to a caller identified as DT. Of course, we're talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene here. So that could either stand for his initials or it could just be the President. The President? She's just stupid. Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's stupid. The President. I know. Now, in other news, there's a new COVID variant. I know. It's scary stuff. But today we have one of my favorite people out there, the unintelligible crow. Yes. I'm so happy to have you here, Mr. Crow. Oh, yes, I see. And my understanding is that you've written us a song to try to maybe make this COVID thing a little less scary. Well, take it away, Mr. Crow.
There was Alpha, then Delta, then Omicron next. But this latest variant might be the best. It's XBB.1.5. Another brand of COVID-19 has arrived. It's a new strain, but it isn't the same. It sounds more like Elon Musk's kid's name. It's XBB.1.5, not UB40 who sings Red Red Line. Put on your mask when you're inside a facility. It could be a robot from a Star Wars trilogy. It's XBB.1.5, not OMG or MP3 or TCBY, or an eye chart made by a really high guy. Sounds like the password of your parents' Wi-Fi. It's XBB.1.5. XBB.1.5.
Now that was absolutely amazing. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was wow. Mr. Crow, thank you for being here. And don't forget, my name is Hugh Donnelly, and you know what time it is. Ayo.
Ayo.
Daily.
Late night.
Daily.
Late night.
Tonight Show. Wow. Good night, America.